My favorite nonfiction books. I used to read a lot of books as a solo landscaper. It was really fun to listen to someone talking as I trimmed hedges and pole weeds, and I got into factual books because I can ignore them for a few minutes without missing any vitally important plot details. I read about 8 hours a day, and it does take a lot of talent to write good nonfiction, so I'd like to share these with you. True stories that are better than fiction. Never split the difference. If you were kidnapped in a foreign country, this guy negotiated for your release. Half of these stories wouldn't be out of place in a superhero film. Endurance, a crew that manages to survive at the South Pole. Hidden Figures, The Zookeeper's Wife, Boys in the Boat. Most of these are already movies, I know. Everything written by Malcolm Gladwell, especially his Revisionist History podcast. That's the only thing here that's not a book. But go find it and listen to it. Geopolitics. Who writes the best geopolitics? Tim Marshall. Prisoners of Geography, Age of Walls. I wrote this and found out he's written other books, and I have purchased them but not read them yet. Next, For All the Tea in China. It will help you understand the West's relationship with Hong Kong. Ally, if you want to understand how Israel feels about the United States. Sea Power, if you're curious about the struggle of power over 70% of the world. The Invention of Russia. If you wanted to understand Russia, this is the book to read. To broaden my understanding of other fields, I read The Fifth Domain about cybersecurity, The Hidden Life of Trees, How Asia Works. I'm going to admit here, this author is not the most interesting author to listen to. Despite that, this book is a necessary read because of his detailed analysis on the economies of different countries and what leads to success and failure in the long run. An Elegant Defense gives an in-depth look at your immune system and the new coronavirus vaccine. If you want to know why the US reacted the way it reacted to the coronavirus, this book will give you some insight. Books on government. I really like to understand laws. Punishment Without Trial, Why Plea Bargaining is a Bad Deal, would help us solve a significant number of the US's problems in the justice system. More people should read this book. The Fifth Risk gives you an inside look of some of the largest organizations in the White House. 51 Imperfect Solutions. Each state is allowed to have different laws. Some of them succeed and some of them fail. If one state finds a solution that really works to solve a problem, then it can be slowly adopted by states around it. How Do I Tax Thee? Very interesting if you want to know where your taxes are pulled from. Nudge is about decision-making infrastructure and ways of encouraging people to make better choices. Psychology and Technology, The Undoing Project. Freakonomics, How to Think Like Einstein, Humans Need Not Apply, The Shark's Paintbrush, The Disappearing Spoon, A Short History of Nearly Everything, and Physics for Future Presidents. Amazing Biographies, Team of Rivals, Hamilton, Wild Swans, Gandhi, Titan, Space Barons, Shoe Dog, Creativity Inc., Let My People Go Surfing, Code Talker, The Professor and the Madman. Hard Truths, Code of the Street, The Confidence Game, Breakfast at Sally's, The Orphan Keeper. Flash Boys and the Majority of Works by Michael Lewis. And these two. Books on education. The Smartest Kids in the World, The Teacher Wars, Peak, Range, Educated. Physical and Mental Health, The China Study, The Anatomy of Peace, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, The Body Keeps the Score, The 7 Principles for Making Marriage Work, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. This is my book list for the next few months, and if you have any suggestions, I would love to hear them, especially on nonfiction. Put them in the comments below, and have a great week.